Alrighty. So, this is possibly the end of this series. I keep trying to record this for many days now, and I cannot get this episode out. I just keep crashing over and over and over and over and over. This is the farthest I've gotten of any of my attempts to film episode, what is it, 14 now? Uh, yeah, episode 14. And every single time the game crashes, this is the only time I've gotten to 8067. Every other time it's crashed in 8066. And previous episode, it ended with the game crashing, and then I was just like, okay, I'm gonna end the episode here. But the game just keeps on crashing. And my theory for this is as the game gets more complicated, as I save and reload the save and save and reload the save, something's going wrong. Uh, my character has now the dragon egg, and so do dozens and dozens and dozens of other people who probably shouldn't get a dragon egg. The only thing I could think of them legitimately getting one is through inheritance, which is a very weird rule. People coming to wherever, in this case, the shy, dying, and the dragon egg ends up going to a leech. And because I already have one, then it goes to somebody in my family. Because like it can't let me have more than one because it's not an artifact. And instead of following artifact rules where you can have multiple eggs, it's like, no, it'll just go to you, then it goes to your son, and then your other son, or whatever. Because it seems to be mostly clustered around a few families who got a number of eggs, presumably because a number of people who had eggs came here, died, and then inheritance did its weird thing. And it works similar to the way where the Valyrian steel swords work, where they're not an artifact, but they are an artifact, but they're also a trait on your character, and they have their own inheritance rules of special. But like something like that, where that doesn't really make sense for me to get so many of them. I have one, my heir has one, like 6 other people in my kingdom have dragon eggs. And like 20, 30 people throughout the empire have dragon eggs. Like, not just aside, but like other places all over the place. And that doesn't really make sense. And what does make sense is the save is having troubles where it's making mistakes, and those mistakes are compounding with each progressive save load, save load, save load. And that's probably why it's going from very few crashes. I think I had like one crash and then all of a sudden I had another crash, and now it's happening every single episode. I can't even make it an hour without it crashing. I can't. I usually like once I've got past 30 minutes. Um, and I don't have a solution because it's extremely complicated how much code there is in there. Like 100,000 plus lines of code in a save file. And I have a lot of mods going, and I could try disabling more and more mods to try to get it more stable. But at a certain point, it's running into the problem of it has all this stuff in there related to other mods that are no longer functioning, which is going to create more problems because it has all this data, and it's like, what do I do with it? Error, error, error. And that could be an issue. And I don't have a solution. And if somebody does have a solution, please let me know. But until then, I think I'm probably going to cancel the series for now because this is driving me crazy. Just constantly recording this episode over and over and over, and every time it crashes, I get the same error message. It doesn't really tell me anything other than it stopped working. And I don't know why exactly. I can theorize why. Because I can see other problems happening that are compounding, like the issue with people faces disappearing, getting worse, because now it's not just in the menu; it's also other places like all of Glitterhoof's children's faces are gone, and you can't click on them, you can't mouse over them. It's just completely broken. Um, and stuff like that, where it seems that the errors are getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And worse. And I think part of that is because of how big and complex the Game of Thrones mod is. And it makes it a lot harder to run just by itself. But if you're running it plus all these other mods, which isn't that much really, because I have to say over half of the mods I originally had working at this point to try to deal with the various bugs. But it just keeps going on. So I think for now at least this has defeated me and this series. I might try again, starting with a lot less mods and see if it'll happen again. But I'm probably going to play a bit by myself, see if I can get that working, and then start another series after, like start an actual YouTube series. But then do one now, not recording, and see if that goes a little better. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. But until then, this has been Frederick Nietzsche. To be continued in Kenshi and maybe different ck2 mods soon. ? See ya.